Happy birthday, Uncle Scott! We're so excited to help you celebrate your special day by sending you this video. This is a sample of different core work you can do to strengthen your core like we talked about. I'm going to go through a whole bunch of different exercises that you can pick and choose from. Some of them might not feel so good for your lower back, but plenty of them will. Alright, so we're going to get started. We're going to start with a Pilates sit-up. You're going to sit up nice and tall, with your back flat, and your feet firmly on the floor. The further your feet are away from you, the simpler it's going to be. So you might want to start with your feet kind of far away. You can also use your arms to assist you down. And here we go. We're going to roll down with a round back all the way down until our back is flat on the floor. And then we're going to reverse it. And use our arms to pull us back up. As you get better and stronger at doing your Pilates sit-ups, you're going to find that this isn't going to be challenging enough for you. You're going to have to bring your feet closer. And then eventually, you want to get to the point to where you're not using your arms at all. Your arms are extended in front of you. You're rolling down without the assistance of your arms. So that's a really good one to start with. And if you really focus on giving yourself a pelvic tilt and rounding your back as you go down, it should be really safe on your lower back. Okay, now we're going to go into some more traditional core work. When we go into our crunches, we want to give ourselves a little pelvic tilt and press our lower back into the ground so you're protected. And engage the core by bringing your belly button deep into your spine, still able to breathe. We're just going to go ahead and crunch slowly up and down, taking our time so we can use muscle and not momentum. Elbows are wide, chin off the chest, engaging that core. And this is just the most basic crunch that you can do. So we're going to make it a little less basic by adding what I call the 4-count twist. And it looks like this. We're going to go all the way up to the top, as high as we can, trying to get the shoulder blades off the ground. Twist as deep as you can to the side. Feel those obliques working. Go back to the center, and then release down. And of course, we're going to go the other way. So up, twist, neutral, release. Up, twist, neutral, release. One more for balance. You'll be doing many more than 4 when you do it. The next level of our 4-count twist is to lift your legs above your hips with your feet flexed, your knees slightly bent. And what you're going to do is as you crunch the top half, you're going to lift the lower half off the ground. So you're doing a top and a bottom crunch at the same time. It's going to be a little challenging at first, but I have faith that you're just going to rock these. So just do the best you can. Then you're going to get to a point where you're going to hold at the top. You're going to go up and hold for 3, 2, 1. Release down. And then 3, 2, 1. Release. Do a couple more like that. One more time. 3, 2, 1. Now we're going to add the 4-count twist. So we'll go all the way up, twist to the side. The hips are still elevated off the ground. Back to neutral. Then they get to come down for a second, just to take a little break, and then up to the other side, neutral, release. And when you start getting really strong in your core, especially your lower core, and you're able to do more and more of these, what you can do is the final level, which is as you come up and twist your top half one way, you twist your bottom half the other way. And it's a little awkward at first, but if you think about wringing out a wet wash rag, it kind of gives you an idea of what's going where. So I'm coming up, I'm twisting my upper half to my left and my lower half to the right. So my knees are pointing right and my chest is pointing left and my core is getting in front of it. And it's feeling good, it's feeling nice and warm in there. And so that's a great option to make it a little bit more challenging. And that's your 4-count twist. Alright, next I'm going to show you shakes. Shakes are a great exercise for your lower core. So roll that down. Place your hands underneath your tailbone. That's going to support your lower back. I'm pretty sure that's where you're feeling most of your pain. So if you place your hands there, you'll feel yourself automatically go into that pelvic tilt. Try to prop yourself up on your top crunch on your elbows a little bit. Extend your legs straight. You're going to feel this in your legs too. Keeping your legs straight and your toes pointed, you're going to circle from the hip, you're circling that whole unit that you've created with both of your legs. And after you do about 4 or 5 circles in one direction, you're going to switch directions, and it's going to burn. Keep going. And after you've done your circles, you're going to go into your squares. And you're going to do just that. You're going to draw a square with the tip of your toes. And then, of course, switch directions. And you can get creative with whatever shapes you want to draw. I usually do circles, squares, and then I'll do triangles. Of course, make sure they're balanced in each direction. Sometimes we'll do diamonds, just to add different dimensions and use different muscles. And my favorite, hearts. Of course, go both ways. And you're going to probably want to take a lot of breaks with these because they're pretty tough. And also, if your neck starts bothering you when you're doing your shapes, you can lower your upper half and just let your neck relax and still continue on with your lower half. So that way. Okay, so those are your shapes. All right, next I'm going to show you some modifications for plank work. Because plank work is awesome for your core. Usually people hurt their lower back doing planks because they don't lift their hips high enough, and all that pressure goes right to that lower back. So I'm going to show you a way to take the pressure off. We'll start with a modified plank, which you've probably done before, but your elbows are directly underneath your shoulders. From here, we're just going to push through the knees and bring your hips up a little bit. Think about bringing your belly button up toward your spine, engaging all those core muscles, and then hold it as long as you can. And if you need to take a break at any time, you just drop right back down and take a break. And then the next level would be to curl your toes underneath you, keeping those feet about hip width, maybe a little bit wider than hip width, and you're going to press up into the plank here. Try not to let your hips sag. You don't want to do that. You want to bring the hips up high enough so that you don't feel any pressure in your lower back. All of them forward. And after you get real strong and ready to move on from here, you can add reaches with your arms to make it even more challenging. You can add a hand, elbow move. And then when you start feeling really confident in your full plank, you can play around with a one-handed, 1 foot, elbow to knee touch, push back out, and switch sides. Opposite arm, opposite leg, reach, touch, push out, and drop. Make sure to keep your hips up though. If your back starts hurting you, drop down to your knees and do it on your knee. It's okay. Touch, push, release. Reach, touch, push, release. You can always stretch out your lower back by going into what's called an extended child pose. And this helps release some tension in your lower back. Then you can also go up into all fours and go into what's called the cat-cow. That feels really good on your back too. So those are some plank work exercises.
Like your ab exercises, and if you have any questions about the form or how many to do, definitely call me or email me so I can give you a full-on workout using these exercises. But for now, just get familiar with them, make sure they feel good on your back, and we'll go from there. And happy birthday! We love you so much, and we will be talking to you on your actual birthday. All right, lots of love to you.